Hi, everybody. Welcome to Real Stories of Hurting Moms. My name's Cathy Taylor, and I'm so happy to be here tonight. I was gone last week. Some of you know, or if you tune in regularly, that I was fortunate enough to go on a cruise with my husband and some friends, and so we were gone on Thursday night and I wasn't able to go live. I really, really missed this. I found all day today, I've been excited about coming on here. And I'm going to introduce you to my guest in a minute. I have April with me. She's a leader in Texas. And so I'm excited. She's got some great things to share with you. I want to talk to you for a few minutes first, and I'm going to bring her on. And by the way, so I'm trying a new thing. I learned that I could do this, that I can, instead of having her right here next to me, just sitting there while I'm talking, I can have her in the lobby or in the green room waiting to come in, and I'll bring her in. Anyway, couple things. As always, I'd love to know where you're watching from. I've been seeing quite a few new names and new moms on our Facebook page. And so I would love to see and to know, where are you watching from? Where are you? Are you, what city are you in? What state are you in? What country are you in? I see Donna has joined from Panama City, Florida. Welcome, Donna. And so it's so much fun to just see how many people are on here and where you're watching from. And then the other thing that I'd love to know is this your first time to watch one of our live broadcasts? So we do this every single Thursday night at 6 o'clock Pacific time. I'm in California, so we always go by Pacific time. So I see Peoria, Illinois, Mary and Kim in Michigan, Linda in Indianapolis, Laura in Maryland. So look at that, New York. We got all kinds of Susans in New York. Welcome, ladies. So anyway, so let me know. There's Big Spring, Texas. That's somebody you know, April, Stephanie. I'm going to bring April. I better bring her in here now. Anyway, I just wanted to just let you know how much I missed being here last week. And I'm so excited to be able to be here tonight. I've been doing this for over 3.5 years, and every Thursday night. And I thought, I get excited. Well, gee, I'm going to have a Thursday night, but I miss it. I miss communicating and connecting with you moms, because I need this. I need you in my lives. I need to know that I'm not alone on this journey as a hurting mom. And I see Donna is here for the first time, and Susan is here for the first time. And Carol's in Utah. We've got Roseville. Oh my gosh. It is so Josh, Jamie in Big Spring, Texas. You know that person? Let me bring April up here. Here, welcome, April. Uh-oh, you didn't cut. Oh, there you are.
Evening.
There she is. So April is in Big Spring, Texas, and it looks like she has some friends that are jumping on here. So,
and I can see the comments. So if I get distracted, it's because I keep looking.
Oh, you can? Oh, that's so good.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm so glad you can see them. So yeah, I mean, those of you that are watching, a lot of times, and I think they can see the comments too, but a lot of times I do the same thing. I'll be talking and all of a sudden I fade off because I'm trying to read a comment. So I'm so happy that you can read them. Well, I'd love to have April's going to give us a little bit of background, a little bit of her story. She went through a Hurting Moms online group, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm hoping that you're going to tell all these moms that are on the fence about joining an online group what an amazing experience it is. So I'm going to let you just go ahead and talk about how you found us, how you got in a group, what happened, and what's happened since then. So take it away.
I had a friend message me the website to Hurting Moms because she said she thought of me immediately whenever she saw what it was about. She knew I was having trouble with my son, so she sent that to me. It took me a little while to jump on board. Once I did, I joined an online group after reading your book. It just really inspired me, and it gave me so much peace and encouragement. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go further with this. So I joined an online group, and it's amazing. I really encourage anybody who who is in a position that we have all been in as a hurting mom to join. It was super neat because I have a 3-year-old and I could stay at home and do it on the phone, and I didn't have to go anywhere to meet. So it's very convenient. You know, if you have a hard time getting away, you can just do it online. So I do encourage that. It's just very convenient. So I've gone through actually 2 online courses. I went through one and then I went through another one a few weeks after the first one. And then after that, I just wanted to do the same for other moms that the ones in my group did for me. I'm super close with all the ladies in my group, my first group. So, and then we've added 2, of course, and now I am leading a local group in Big Spring. And I was telling Cathy that, you know, Texas is so big and we have online groups, but we don't have very many local groups in Texas.
We need more.
So,
if you were watching from Texas, if you've been through a group, and you can, that's the good thing about online. You can go through it first, and that helps prepare you. We like leaders who have gone through an online group first, but you can go through it and then take it to your home church so more moms can be involved.
absolutely. And that's what I did. I wanted to give back to my community. There's a lot of hurting people in our little town, and I just thought that, you know what, this is something that is really laid on my heart heavy, and it's been awesome ever since.
Yeah, it's so great. One of the things that I got so excited about with you, so I remember, you know, after you finished the group and I heard from you that you were ready to lead a group, you felt the Lord was calling you to lead a group. And so we go through a little process and training. And then when you were getting ready to start your group, share with the moms about the things that you did to get the word out. I often hear from moms who are starting local groups, hey, how do you advertise? How do I get the word out there about my group? And April just like went out into she what did you do? Hit the pavement, right? And but tell us a little bit about some of the ideas and some of the places you went, and then what transpired out of that, the opportunities that you've had.
Absolutely. I knew that I needed to get the flyers and the pamphlets out to places where hurting moms would see them. I hit up, you know, all the local churches, asked them to advertise it or put it on their bulletin board. And then I decided to go to the juvenile probation office. I actually knew them from, you know, my son was on juvenile probation. And so I went and talked to the supervisor, and she just was so excited. She knew so many moms that could benefit from it. And so I went there, and then I also went to the jail and the police department, and put flyers and talked to the jailers and everybody up there to, you know, okay it. And they thought it was a wonderful idea too. I think what I got most excited about was the fact that the juvenile probation officer, the supervisor, she's actually a chairman of a group called CRCG, which is here in Big Spring. And I don't know, you know, where all they have them, but I just ran across this when I've lived here my whole life, basically. So it's a community resource coordinating group. And several representatives from different agencies such as CPS, juvenile probation, MHMR, the school district here, we all meet once a month, and they come together to help families that are referred to them by CPS or, like I said, juvenile probation. And she asked me to be a part of that committee. And so I was able to go and sit in on that. And we, like I said, we meet every month. And I have contact with these families and mothers firsthand from that. So it was just really was amazing how I was so nervous because I don't talk a lot in front of people, which I'm getting better at that. But yeah, I was excited because, you know, I was just so nervous about it, and just something magnificent came from it.
So great. So Stephanie, she must be in your group now. Is there somebody named Stephanie in your group?
Yes, ma'am.
She said she found a pamphlet at the cop station when her son was getting taken to a mental facility the second time. She said, right time, right place. So that must have been some of the fruit of you getting the word out there that was right there where a mom that really needed it was able to find it and get in a group. That's so great.
Absolutely. I knew God would bring the right people. You know, it's he leads them there. So
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, we've seen this from day one with the whole Hurting Moms ministry. God is so in it. This is his program. I mean, we are all trying to be obedient and represent him and facilitate these groups, but he's the one who does the healing, and he's the one who shows up um, and helps us, because I don't even know how to do this. I do not know how to do this. It's all the Lord. And so I'm just trying to follow him. And we have lots of leaders like April that have um, gone through groups, and then I hear the same thing from all the leaders. They always say, God wouldn't let go of me. I just felt like this is what I'm supposed to do. And so we just, it's the best. It's so great. Um, the other thing, so one of the things that we talked about this week is April and I were talking about tonight, and I always ask my guests, what kind of topic, what do you want to, what should we talk about? Because everybody has a different, we all go through the same things, we experience the same emotions, we've discovered that, but we all have different things that jump out at us. And April told me that she would like to talk about the pain that we feel, or what it is like, because we feel so judged. And oh my gosh, I can remember that. We feel like everybody else has perfect kids and everybody is judging us. And you know what? A lot of times they are. A lot of times people are judges. So talk about that a little bit, April, and just some of your thoughts on that.
Absolutely. I think that really what made me think about this topic and why it was so heavy on my heart is because my son recently got arrested probably about 5 months ago. And it was all over the newspapers. It was all over Facebook. It was on the news. It was very exposed. And, as a hurting mom, you feel a lot of the times that people judge you, but you don't always hear about them, hear what they have to say or read what they're saying. And when this happened, I was seeing a lot of the comments that were being posted on the Facebook article on his arrest. And it just blew me away. There were people on there that, of course, were making fun of him, that were judging him for his actions. But what really got me was were people on there, bashing me, bashing my parenting, saying, you way to go, way to raise this kid, and things, very hurtful things, to the point that I finally had to disengage from the Facebook article completely. I knew I shouldn't have read them. But what I really wanted to talk about was we cannot get away from judgment. It's going to be here. People are going to judge us no matter what we do. So I basically wanted to react or respond to it instead of react to the negative comments. And I think it's so hard to do. And like I was telling Cathy, that takes strength. We have to rely on God to give us that strength to act in a godly way instead of in our flesh. Because like I told Cathy, I wanted to jump on there for a split second and say some very ugly things myself. I'm human, and, I wanted to defend myself. But you know what? I felt the Holy Spirit just say, if you get on there and do that, then you're no different than them.
Yeah.
And I have to reflect God in my walk if people want to see him evident in my life.
That's right. So
So
it is so true. And whether or not, like we said, there are people. I mean, you had real evidence that there were people judging you. I mean, you saw it in black and white. And a lot of times, we just sense it or we feel it. And there may be times we're not really even being judged, but there are those that judge. And you and I were talking about how we kind of know that to be true because some of the things that we've judged in this respect. And you told me a great story, a great realization that you had in your own family and with yourself. Can you share that?
yes, my sister actually was addicted to drugs, and my mom was dealing with all of the things that we mothers and parents, deal with addicts. And I used to always tell, and this was before my son actually was addicted to drugs and in trouble. And I used to always say, well, you need to do this. You need to do that. You don't need to do this. I don't know why you don't just do this. And even though I wasn't being hateful, I mean, I might even come to her sincerely and say, Mom, you really need to do this, and she always told me, she said, April, you don't understand. You don't understand. It's not that easy. And so it just hit me whenever I was going through everything I was with Jaden, how I had, put judgment on her and some of the things that she had done in the walk with my sister. And it was just like very powerful for me, because sometimes, we're not judging to be ugly. I love my mom. She's an amazing mother. But I did pass that judgment on her. And so it was pretty amazing for me to finally be like, wow,
Yeah. It's kind of, it happens, doesn't it? We do something and then eventually we get kind of slapped upside the head. Her reminded, it's right in front of us. We can see, oh my gosh, that's what I was doing. When this guy, you see those comments on Facebook and it makes you realize that's how I was judging my mom. But I think as hurting moms, that's one of the things that is so hard. I remember, I always talk about the 4 misbeliefs that we have as hurting moms. Those are the things that hurt us, that make us hurt. And the one is, that we feel like we're the only one, that there's nobody else. Because, we don't talk about this, right? And part of that is that shame and fear of judgment. So we don't share all this stuff with everybody else. So therefore, we feel like we're alone. And secondly, we feel like it's our fault. I mean, we judge ourselves more than anybody else judges. We feel like, man, I really screwed up. It's my fault. And third, we feel like if we keep trying hard enough, we'll be able to fix our child or control our child. And we just keep trying everything. We run ourselves ragged doing something that's absolutely going to be impossible because we cannot fix them or control them. And then fourthly, we feel that we will never be able to experience joy or peace in our lives again until our child turns around, because we're basing all of our joy, all of our love, our happiness, our sense of well-being on what our children are doing. But yet God is saying, hey, I have a plan for your life. Seek me for what my plan for you is. Live within my plan. And it's such a freeing thing when we can get to that point of surrendering our kids. But the judgment thing is always there. And that's kind of that shame that we have. That just shame is kind of the feeling of what other people are. We project what other people are thinking about us. And you know what? Sometimes they are. Sometimes they are. But again, it's really easy to get down on ourselves in that case. Isn't it easy to just feel like so bad about ourselves? But that's why it's so important to begin to see ourselves the way Jesus sees us, to be able to accept who we are in him. And it changes everything. I see, Angela says, it hurts more when your child blames you for their behavior. I'm going to tell you, my daughter and I have a great relationship today, and things are better. Not perfect, but better. But she's 39 years old. She's still, every once in a while, will say, well, if you hadn't, and I don't take it, and I don't accept that anymore. I'm like, you know what? You're an adult. You're a grown woman. You're making your own choices today. I made a lot of mistakes. We all do. But I'm not going to accept responsibility for the stuff you're doing today or for your poor choices. That's on you. And man, that is a great feeling. Sharon, she always shares, I love this, the 3 C's. You didn't cause it, you can't cure it, and you can't control it.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah, so what else? What are some of the things maybe that have helped you as you've gone through a group? And we keep talking about the groups. Moms, we have several new groups getting ready to start in the next couple of weeks. And if you're not in a group or haven't been in, please click on the link that you'll see above this video and just do it. Join a group because it's so, and if there's not one in your area, get into an online group. None of us are very technologically adept. I know I'm not, but I learned enough to be able to do that, and it's really really not that hard. But anyway, April, what are some things that you, how did you overcome the pain of feeling judged? How have you gotten to a point where you can be okay even in the midst of this?
Well, it's funny you asked that because I saw a comment right here. It said, I don't know that I could have used such restraint. And I think she was talking about whenever I stopped myself from, saying some harsh things back. The group helped me tremendously to okay, because my past, I'm a recovering alcoholic and drug addict. I've been sober 13 years. I carried a lot of guilt and a lot of, I felt like it was a lot of my fault that Jaden had made some of the choices that he had, when he got older. Going through the groups helped me to heal from that, to let go of that guilt. Yes, I probably have done something differently that might have changed, the outcome. We don't know that for sure. But like you said, Cathy, we can't take 100% responsibility, for our children's actions. That's like me, that's like someone getting mad at me because their dog got ran over and I wasn't the one driving the car. My kid was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's something like that. Like we can't take responsibility for that because we weren't the ones that did it. Yes, we might have been there, but we weren't the ones driving the car. So I really, the group helped me get the tools I need to heal myself from those guilty feelings, the shame, all of that, the stuff that you go through in the 10-week class. So it helped me because before then I might have jumped on there because it did, I have continued and further my relationship with God, and the group helped me do that, to get on a completely different level with God than I had been before. So that's why I was able to go about it in that way. I didn't have to slide back into that guilt that I carried and start believing what those people were saying. And also, they don't know us. They don't know us. And so that helped me a lot, saying, you know what? They know who we are maybe, but they don't know us. And my pastor always says a really neat saying that I just love. And it says that other people's opinions cannot become our reality.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just love that. And it stuck with me because it's true. We can't let what other people think of us become what we think of ourselves.
That's right.
So being through the group helped me to not slide back into that, this is my fault, and carry all that burden in. So yeah, it really has helped me. And like I said, just strengthening my relationship with the Lord.
Yeah.
I can go to him in those moments and say, I'm not strong enough, and I prayed for those people. I prayed for those people that were saying such ugly things, that their hearts would be softened, and that they wouldn't feel the need, to say hurtful things, because, they are still our children. We do still love them regardless of the choices that they are making.
That's why it hurts us so badly, right? If we didn't love them so much, we wouldn't care about what they're doing. That's so true. Back to in talking about, how you had restraint not to answer back, or, I mean, all along the way, the restraint that we need, how many of us know that we shouldn't be stalking our kids on Facebook and, going out and trying to find out what they're doing, because we can't do anything about it anyway. And all it does is keep us from doing things that are productive and the things that God would have us to do. And April, I'm a recovery person too. I have 23 years sober, but I always think back to that, the whole higher power thing, like I on my own am powerless. We are powerless. You would have been powerless not to say anything. You would have just had to do it if you weren't relying on Jesus to give you what you need not to. That kind of sounded complicated.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's just
absolutely.
We reach out for his strength, because when we are weak, he is strong. And we so often try to do things ourselves. We try to fix our kids. We try to all of it. We try to fix ourselves, and it just beats us into the ground. And then we're no good to anybody. And so by allowing God to give us the strength we need, give us the courage we need to be able to actually surrender our children, surrender them and let God be the one to do the work in us. Because, ladies, it doesn't matter how hard you try, you cannot fix them, and you cannot save them, and you cannot protect them. And I know that you understand this, a lot of you, because you've probably been trying for years and years and years to to do that. Like, well, Connie says she feels like such a failure. I think all of us do. I think, there's times we go through where we just feel like, wow, where did I go wrong? Sometimes I think back about my relationship with my own mom. And I think at my age today, my mom's still alive. She's 92 years old. And I think, do I feel like she's responsible for everything that I've done wrong? I mean, I'm not tied into her like that. I don't feel like, and we think these kids are connected to us, and most of them are adults. I mean, a lot of these moms have kids in their 20s, 30s, 40s, even 50s. And they have to realize, no, they are their own person. They're their own entity. Our job is to surrender them and pray for them. Don't ever give up. Don't ever give up praying, because God wants those kids too. He's working in their lives. But I really believe that sometimes we're the ones who get in the way of what God might be trying to do in the life of our child. We're so busy trying to pick up the pieces and fix them, and they don't get to the place where they start seeking Him for themselves. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, they have to get to a place we can pray for them, but they have to be the ones that ask God,
Yeah.
to help them. And that reminds me of my recovery. I had people praying for me for so long, and begging me to go, to treatment, or get sober. But until I got to that place and I called on God. Yeah. And I said, God, I can't do this anymore. Their prayers, I'm not saying they didn't help. I was protected. Nothing horrible happened, God. So I know the prayers helped, but our kids have to get to that place where they say, God, I want you. I need you.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. And so what we can do to help that happen is to be praying for them. Stand in that gap where our kids may not be looking at Jesus right now. We can stand in the gap and pray for them. And that's all we can do. And love them. And, I have moms tell me, it doesn't mean we can't have a relationship with them. I mean, if they, I realize some of you moms, your kids have blocked you or cut you out of their lives. And I think part of that is because they know they're hurting you, and they don't want to face that because they do love you. But I don't know. We can still have a relationship. I have a relationship with my kids. My son's an alcoholic. I don't get to see him very often because he doesn't come around that much. But we talk. I text him. He always answers me. And I've had to let go somewhat, knowing that, gosh, my relationship with him isn't what I wish it would be. I don't get to see him as much as I wish I could. But I'm grateful that he's alive, and I'm grateful that I can reach out and know that I'm going to hear back from him, those kind of things. So I don't know. We all have different situations, but Sharon says, God can't be God if we're busy trying to play God.
Mm-hmm.
That is Absolutely. So true. So true. So you're leading this group, and you've got a group. You got any moms in that group that might be leaders later on?
Absolutely. I'm excited. I'm excited to get some groups out in this area.
We need, the more groups we have, the more leaders we have, ladies, the more moms we can reach. And I know some of you that are watching tonight are at the beginning stage. Some of you may have just realized today that you're a hurting mom. There comes a moment, there's a defining moment, I think, that we all have when we go, oh my gosh, this isn't my kid that I thought I had. And so I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like we have a lot of that, all of that in common, and we understand each other, and we need to stick together. But we need more of these groups to help moms get to be where April is today, where April was broken and hurting and feeling ashamed and feeling guilty, and to be able to come to the place where now she is able to pour into other moms, you know, and that's what we do. That's what almost every leader that we have tells me, that I just feel like God was calling me to do this. And so when you go through a group, it makes you want, you start getting healing, and you just want to help other moms get that. That's why I started this in the first place. I learned some things that helped my broken heart. And it was like, I just had this sense of urgency. Moms don't have to be in that horrible place. Moms can, there's things we can do to get better. And that's what this is all about. And that's what the groups are about. And hundreds of moms now have gotten help. You know, we have a group in Australia now. I'm so excited about that. Yeah, we're becoming worldwide. We have a lot of groups in Canada. But so the more groups we have, the more moms we can reach. And one little plug, somebody asked a minute ago, I don't see a link. I think when we go off of here, there will be a link to be able to sign up for the group. It might be when we go off, when we sign out. Also, you can go to our website at hurtingmomsmendinghearts.org. hurtingmomsmendinghearts.org is our website, and there's all kinds of resources on there. And you can also sign up for groups. You can see what local groups we have. And so that's another really good resource for you. There is an opportunity for you to help donate. We're a full-fledged nonprofit now. That's like a really big deal. We became a 501(c)(3), so any donations that you give to Hurting Moms Mending Hearts are tax deductible. And so if you've been helped through this ministry, or you want to see us be able to continue to reach more people, we'd love to have your donations. And any amount is good. Any amount helps out. So if there's a link, I think it should be on this after we go off. Also at our website, if you scroll down on the first page of the website, you'll find a place where you can donate. And I'm still seeing all kinds of comments. And you know what, April, I hope you'll go on to the Facebook page and read the comments and go ahead and respond to them too, because you've got Absolutely. Friends on here and people in your group, and we both will be responding to you. But we're already out of time. I told you.
That does go fast.
It does go fast. It really goes fast. So I just really want to tell you all how much I just love all of you. Somebody was making fun of me the other day because I said something about how much I love hurting moms. And I don't love hurting moms, but I love moms who are hurting over their kids, because it's just my heart. I mean, you know, I know the pain, and I love seeing your comments because we're all in this together. This is a community, and I think God did not intend for us to go through this kind of stuff by ourselves. We need each other. We need people who get it. And so thank you for being with us tonight. April, thank you so much for coming on here with me. It's really been, and she did it kind of spur of the moment. I asked her just a couple days ago. I was like, oh, it's like sometimes I'm praying about it and I won't have anybody, and then all of a sudden I get that somebody will come to mind, and I thought, I'm going to ask April. And thank you for.
Well, you're welcome, and I thank you for asking.
It was good. We'll do it again. And next week, I got to tell y'all, next week I have coming on here with me. It's a guy that I work with. I'm having a guy on here. I've had one man once before, and this guy, he grew up in the church. He went his own way. Was an addict for a long time, and now he's back here. He's getting ready to start his PhD. He's a professor in biblical studies, and he's a coworker. He's one of the pastors on our staff, and he's just amazing. The sweetest man, but very, very strong. And I always tell him, you're so smart. So anyway, I'm excited because he's going to be on here, and I don't even know what the story is, but he said he has a really great story to tell us regarding his mom and him when he was going through his stuff. So tune in for that. And again, April, I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Cathy. Y'all join a group. You won't regret it.
Yeah, don't forget. I'm going to be looking for those signups. Make sure you sign. And those of you who are watching who are leaders, I need to get some more online groups going, like in March and April. So if you want to lead an online group, let me know. Email me. So take care, everyone. I love you all. Let's don't forget to pray for each other. And I'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.